What's up, Jack?
Oh, my bad.
You
Hi,
good,
Steve.
bud? Hey, I'm trying
Sorry.
to get my screen all situated here before we get started.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I was trying to last minute rearrange my desk. Very sadly unprofessional. I have something for us.
You do?
Yes, I went to Crown
Great-
Trophy today,
great
but we'll
view,
talk
great
about
view.
that more later.
Oh, sweet. Right on. Oh man.
Oh, yo. So there's a way on here on Discord to allow people to listen without just. There's like people who just do things, and you can listen to their conversations.
Okay. Without interacting, you mean?
Yeah, without interacting. But you can allow interaction too. I'm just saying, being as that we're recording on Discord, eventually I think we should I would love it if we got to the level where we're at, we'll let people listen in while we're at least recording it. I mean, why the fuck not, right?
Right, for sure. Laugh their asses
Actually,
off when we have fuck ups and shit.
Right? Snip us and we don't know it, and they're like, hey, look at these two idiots on a meme. What does your shirt say? Pittsburgh Mini Meet 2018?
Yeah, it's got the S4RW logo. If you want to ask about that I used to do shirts for all our mini meets, but like
Miss Kitty?
we stopped doing mini meets when COVID hit, so might be time to bring them back. So
sorry, random thought. My cat was doing things. Hold on. I like that better. There was an odd shadow over here.
Yo, I have a new set of wheels in the background this week.
Ooh, what are those?
Acura GSR Wad 5s.
Alright. Alright. You gonna sing me a song this week? Like last week, I clipped you, and I only got like half of you singing. So, how about you break us down with a intro to lead into this?
I'm not gonna sing it. I'm not singing shit, bro. I was goofing off last week because I thought you were gonna edit all that out. All right.
Nah, you're good.
Welcome back to Real Talk Vlogs. I'm Steve, and this is Jack. It's the weekly podcast where two guys just talk about random things and mostly Audi related, but we cover all sorts of topics. So welcome back, everybody. Jack, how was your week, bud?
Dude, my week was... It has been fun. It's been long. The weekend specifically. As you know, to a little bit, I mean, because you watch my story and shit. But for those of you guys who don't know, follow my story on Instagram. I drive a rear-wheel drive 2.7 T-powered C5 A6. So basically that means it's a 2000 shitbox. It happens to be a manual and has two turbos strapped to it.
Yeah, but it's got those fancy rings on the front, so it's got to be good, right?
Yeah, it just means it's over-engineered shit.
Right.
Like, there's a reality of it.
Yeah.
Somehow, someway, my genius ass installed the clutch in the wrong order. Like, the flywheel in the wrong physical position.
You know, I still don't understand how you did that. Because some 2.7T history here. I too have pulled an engine from an Audi that was 2.7 liters. I have. But on the flywheel, right, the holes that the flywheel bolts go through are not on the same, I guess the distance between the center bore and the bolt hole is not the same for the 8 bolts, right? So how do you get the flywheel to align? Is this where the aftermarket flywheel stuff was coming into play?
Yes. So, okay, I run my exact, like, I guess, clutch setup is a Findanza lightweight single mass with a friction disc aluminum flywheel, or billet, whatever, something. It's some lightweight other than steel material. It's matched to a 6-puck unsprung on a Sachs something, whatever it holds. I don't know.
Hey guys, let me give you the exact specifications on my clutch. It's something. I like that.
I mean, it bolts in. It's
like
not
that.
an RS4 because here I have my clutches are made by the clutch factory in Jonesburg. These guys make semi-truck clutches, guys. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
essentially what you're saying is you do not buy an off-the-shelf kit clutch for your rear-wheel drive converted Audi. You get a local replacement clutch, knowing that you're gonna need to replace your clutch pretty frequently.
Open.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, here. At the same time, the materials are the same. Like I tell them what I'm doing, they're like, "Oh, we got stuff that's grippier. Try this."
Yo, 100%. Okay. If you're able to do that local and build a relationship with a shop that's going to support your race car, 100% do that.
I don't. It's just it was a better. It's better all the way around. So anyway, long story short, the flywheel. These aftermarket flywheels, like mine specifically, one of the holes is a little oval. So that but here at the same time, I didn't even know that was like. I didn't realize that was even a thing, like possible. Like,
yeah. Look, I'll be honest with you. The reason that I learned about the off-centered holes, right, is I had drawn a little chalk mark on my flywheel, right, when I pulled my motor so many years ago, and I was like, yeah, just a little chalk mark, that'll work. Put a little chalk mark there, be fine. We'll line it back up. I'm like old school Chevy thoughts here, right?
Right.
And chalk marks don't last on stuff, right?
No.
So, I'm putting my flywheel back on my engine, and I get to like the last bolt. They all go in just perfect, like machine bolt, right? Just right in, perfectly smooth. The last one's like, nah, nope, not today. So I flash my little flashlight down the hole, and like the offset. I mean, for those on the radio, my hands are apart maybe 1/8 of an inch. It's just enough to completely not fit, right? So if you have a aftermarket flywheel like yours where the machine specs aren't exactly as tight, or maybe they are, I don't know, you have the offset of the bolt holes is enough that you could potentially, and well, not potentially, you did get it.
I did. Here, mine was not because it was machined that way. Mine is that way because I've had that flywheel on and off the car.
Enough.
Yeah, there's YouTube videos of me in 2010 with that car. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. For real, man.
I mean, so.
Right on. But long story short, it's coming this week, right?
Yes. She has been driven. We are testing her. I just drove her to, for those of you who don't know, Steve and I are in two different places, like countries-wise. Steve from Wentzville. I went to all the way down 40 or St. Charles. I just drove her an hour and a half.
Okay, right on.
And beat on her, and then did a hot, Chinese fire drill and let Jordan drive her.
I was following your Instagram story with the FYI. It's at Rowdy Audi, RWDY AUDI, Rowdy Audi. Follow Jack. Your stories are legit, bro. It's not too many early 2000s A6s you see rolling around with slicks on the back. So that's cool. Oh, was I not supposed to say that? My bad.
Nah, you're good. It's whatever. It's on the internet. Everyone knows now.
All right.
Yeah, dude, that was just a whim purchase. Like, my boy Mikey, you've talked to him a couple times. I've mentioned him. He was like, man, this thing would look cool with slicks on it. I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm not going to go buy slicks. I'm thinking like $600, right?
Right.
He's like, that's what I said. He's like, yo, let's just see what's on Facebook Marketplace and let's entertain. I was like, fuck it, I'll entertain it. Whatever.
Okay.
Let's. You and I were talking about wrecked RS4s the other day. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, we look up weird shit all the time.
Yeah, like, but he pops up. He's like, dude, there's a set here for $125. I'm looking at him. I'm like, what's the bolt pattern? I'm thinking, shit. First words out of my mouth, my correction was, see if they'll take $100. Second thought was, what's the bolt pattern of those wheels? Because in the bottom of the listing it says TA. Like, I'm like, because I'm thinking I got on the LSA car, I've got a set of Cobra R wheels mounted on it for mock-up in the back.
Right on. So you have the hardware to make them fit.
Yeah, and then I put a lot easier. Of BMW wheels on, so I'm like, okay, what do we need? And then he's got spacers on his for some weird American wheel thing on his car, and I'm like, we got this.
Not the world's best 5x112.
Wait, what?
You said he's got some weird American shit, and I'm asking. You're telling me that he does not run the world's finest lug pattern of 5x112?
No.
What a shame. What a shame.
No. Well, depending on what mode I'm in, I'm not either, so.
All right.
But at its root.
All right, man.
Anyway, how's your week been?
Full. So real full.
Cool.
We went and Heidi and I drove over to Delaware and picked up the spicy biscuit over the weekend, and I started doing a little project planning on the CRX, which brings us to today's topic, and we'll get back to that. Work-wise, I'm busy. It's that time of the year for us for what I do. So, usually you and I are chit-chatting on the phone a couple times a day or every day or whatever. And like this week's been a little dry. Yeah. So, anyway, I've just been super busy work-wise, traveling a little bit for work, and but I'm off Friday for Race Wars. S4 Race Wars, Camp Out LaRue Part 4. This is the finest. In case you guys don't know,
you can follow him at S4 RACEWARS, pronounced S4 Race Wars, all over any social media there is. It don't matter. It could be TikTok, Instagram. He don't got a Snapchat, Facebook.
100%, man. So anyway, September 18th, this Saturday, is the event that we've been planning for all year, and I'm excited to go on vacation. So there's that. But
speaking of vacation, thank you for having me, inviting me, and allowing us to come.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome. Race Wars it's for those who don't follow everything. It's we're a super tight-knit group of folks, and we invite anybody that wants to come hang out. It's weird because it's like a family reunion where some car racing breaks out, and
you want to talk shit? Let's go.
Right? Yeah, we enjoy it. But so update on the CRX, and I'll kind of transition into today's topic from here. But this week Hold
on. Are you is this going to be one of those where you transition into the overall topic, or should we cover current news?
No, we'll get to the current news between now and then.
Okay.
Follow me. But the CRX, right? So it's not nearly as bad as the shop that was going to replace the windshield made it out to be. So I went through this period of time where I was like, oh shit, it's a lost project, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take that piece and put it off to the side for a second. I met a gentleman at Cars and Coffee locally who was into Acura Integra GSRs. We struck it off having a conversation about my brothers, and he says, I've got some parts. Right? And I'm like, okay, cool, sweet. And so I went and chatted with him, and I figured I could use some of the parts if Matt needed some for his GSR. I know the gearing and the trans that I have is a little different than the trans that he has, and so guys, the money was right. Like, this guy wanted so little money, and I bought wheels and a transmission and a assembled GSR head and cams and a whole list of parts. And then I did a lot of project planning for the CRX this week. So that's my weekly update, right?
Okay.
Our main topic this week and how this transitions is Project Snowball. projects can and will snowball, even if you don't want them to. But before we get too far into that, we should check in with this week's news.
And, okay. We can do this week's news. I'm going to give... All right, here we go. For those of you on video, you guys are going to get to see this. Steve and I, everyone else gets to just hear the oohs and the ahs. Steve, do you know what is in this package I have here?
Well, as it says S4RW on the Post-it note that's on the front of the package, I'm assuming it relates somehow to this weekend.
Fair enough. These are our trophies. I've been anxious to open them up, and I didn't want to open them.
So I'm a while you walk away for a second. Kinsman Crafts does our trophies every year, and Matt at Kinsman Crafts, who I happen to be related to, but he ran into some issues this year, getting work wise and just dealing with a bunch of shit, and ran out of time on the trophies. So Jack has done some planning, and we will have trophies at Race Wars.
Yeah, we made it happen. Here, these are nowhere near as cool as Kinsman's Craft stuff. Like those guys, the cups that he makes are freaking. I was anxious. I was hoping for a carbon fiber base.
Yeah, we will. The trophies for this year, I'm pretty sure he's still going to finish them and kind of mail them out after the fact. Because he's about it, man. He's about it.
Dude, I want one. I don't know which one I was gonna get, but I'm not being an arrogant ass, but the car's fast and it's running fucking right.
Listen.
So,
any given track day, anybody can win.
I know.
So
I know. But the laser ain't there, and I don't know who else is showing up. So now that means I'm the biggest turbo car of our class.
We have a repeat entrant. Roddy is bringing his Panigale in that $11.99 Panigale, and so he ran a 10.4 or 10.5 at 142 or 3 or 4 miles an hour last year. Like, it's hard to get around a bike that's 1100cc bike.
I'm not gonna outrun the bike.
But bro, there's stock turbo cup. I mean, you have the bases right there, man. Read them off.
Yeah. And here's the stock turbo cup, actually, right there, sir.
Nice. The STC, quickest ET with stock turbo or turbos. That trophy's been won every year by a B5 S4. I have a feeling that if a Golf R came out or a S3 or a new RS3, that it would be a really interesting class to get a mix like that.
Yeah.
And like, I think Jordan's got a spicy unit, man.
I was just getting ready to say, okay, so here's the deal. I don't know how fast it's gonna be. This is gonna be the first time we're gonna see. Race Wars let's see what the fuck happens.
It's a debut event.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, this is with bolt-on power here. This is Gen 1. We're going to see how fast it fucking goes.
Right.
Like, for those of you guys who don't know, like, our intention is to go and reset the damn KO3 record. It was set in 2012, and no one has tried. Sorry.
Do it to it, man.
I mean, why the fuck not? I mean, sorry, dude. Records are made to be broken.
Right.
That's the way I see it.
Right. What other trophy bases we got there for the uninitiated?
All right. The next one we have up is the Rings of Power, sir. Fastest trap speed Audi.
That's right.
So
that's right. Last year that was won by a gentleman with an S6 or an 3OT A6 with full bolt-ons. That car was deep into the 11s, man.
Was it?
It really? Was. Yes, it was. He took home a trophy, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that fast. Fuck.
That gentleman is on Instagram at LSX5M, and I'll let that name explain itself.
All right. The next one we have up is the King of the Rings, fastest trap speed unlimited.
That's right. That's the trophy I was talking about. Roddy took home last year. With his Ducati. But Morgan is bringing a spicy unit as well. He picked up an Aprilia Tuono RR. Yeah, yeah, and homeboy can ride too.
Yeah, like I'm not even a bike guy, but when a bike guy like him, Morgan goes and buys a new bike. Like Morgan is backstory from my perspective. I've known Morgan 3 years now, and Morgan is a humble pro bike rider, in my opinion. That's how I describe him. Like,
yeah, that's pretty
accurate. But in reality,
man.
He is a logical. Like he races at it within budget.
Yeah.
At as high a pro competitive level as he can.
Yeah.
And he runs that shit out. Like he is dedicated hard to it. Like
it's cool to see all the stuff that he jumps into.
Yeah.
And the thing I find interesting about a lot of motorcycle guys, car guys will pick up a project car and maybe keep it 10 years or more, right? A lot of bike guys, they're like, I got this one for this season, I'm going to sell it. I'm going to get this one for this season, I'm going to sell it. And they just kind of rotate their stable a little bit. So he's always got something interesting in and out of his garage. So I always like having him at our events because you see something new.
Yeah, no.
But
Morgan's awesome. Whenever he if the guy's buying a new bike, I'm very anxious to see what it's going to do.
Right on.
I want to see some wheelie control. Like, I've heard wheelie control's a thing on bikes. Like, you can just set the ABS. Yeah.
Yeah. The electronics on bikes, they're pretty good. They've come a long way.
I would love to ride a bike and be like, know that that's what it's designed to do, and just. I think it'd be cool.
I'm hoping that we have a car fast enough to tell the motorcycles that they don't win a trophy this year. That's what I'm hoping for.
What would that require, out of curiosity?
I mean,
so a car faster than a bike.
Yeah, it's based on trap speed. Unlimited trap speed. So if you're trapping 142 plus, you're going to be in the running.
No, I don't speak drag racing. What's that mean?
Trying to think of a car that's in the 140s, 150. Big turbo RS3 TTRS is trapping 150s. 140s, 150s. Cool.
What is that? 10.0?
High 9s for a car, mid 9s for a car, probably. I mean, it's a fast car. That's a fast car, man. And I'll tell you, the reason we do a lot of the trophies based on trap speed outside of the stock turbo one is because most of our entrants are street cars and street bikes. The drivers aren't necessarily going to be out there launching as hard as they can launch because
Jordan is.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we have some folks that come out that they go full send or no send.
We got a trailer.
Yeah, that's right. So.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, that's why we do a lot of trophies on trap speed. The elapsed time for the stock turbo cup is because a lot of those guys run low trap times, which is your first. Trap time is your first. Trap speed is cool and all. Like, you can tell your friends how you went 190 miles an hour or whatever, but you didn't get there first. So.
Fair enough. All right, the next trophy we have is the B5 Live. Handle the struggle.
Yeah, this is. So Roddy is typically the person that designates who that trophy goes to, or a group decision. It goes out to somebody that is at Race Wars, despite all the bullshit that they had to deal with, because B5s present the struggle. And I believe you ended up with that trophy last year.
Did I?
With your C5. No. Was it?
I don't think I was. I don't think I got it. I got the trophy, the Haggard Award, for the. I get the air. Remember?
Yeah, we mix up the names on those a little. The last trophy we kind of mix up the names a little bit because it's to have a good time. It's for somebody that's there. Like a lot of folks, even if their car is broke down and not running, will come out and hang out because of what it is. And if you're there and you put in some effort, you deserve to be able to win a trophy too. And not a participation trophy. Ain't everybody getting a trophy. But
there are a handful of individuals.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one we have is you should know this one. It's a class that we started last year. This was like hey, you want to do this type of thing?
Yep.
Called the Tow Rig Shootout.
Yep.
The Ultimate Toy Hauler.
Yeah, that class is fun, man. It's fun.
What did Dodge run last year? Because that
truck was mid 14-second truck, bro.
Yeah,
I don't even think it was tuned or anything.
No, it was stock.
Stock
Mopar Hemi.
We literally pulled
1500.
Yeah, we pulled the tow rig shootout just clean out of thin air last year because we're like, everybody's here. We all towed a trail. Not everybody, but a lot of folks towed a vehicle in.
All of us but one.
So Andrew had the bus, and I had the van, and you had the Yukon, and Nick had the 1500, and Justin had a short wheelbase Suburban.
That's it.
Or Tahoe, or whatever they call it.
I think it was a Bourbon.
Yeah, and I think that was it. But dude, that was so much fun, man.
The track owner's like, don't leak on my track.
Right. So, anyway, man, we're essentially set up for Saturday. I'm excited. It's been a long time coming, so.
So these trophies are going to get valves put on them. We're just going to epoxy valves to the top of them for each one of them.
Audi 2.7 valves specifically.
Yes. Bent B5 2.7
nice
valves. I'm not going to put new ones on there. Are you crazy?
Right, I feel you. All right, man. So, Project Snowballs.
Snowballs.
Have you ever had a Project Snowball, Jack, of Rowdy Audi?
Every Project Snowballs that I build, because I explain to people. So, a little backstory of me. I build a lot of cars for a lot of people. Weird stuff. Been doing it for years. And the number one problem with any project is, like Steve's saying, the snowball. You got a rabbit hole to go down, and it can get deep. For instance, while you're here, let's do this. While you're here, let's do this.
Or you better.
Well, that's great, but to support that properly, you need this. You know.
We're gonna use an example of what Project Snowball consists of.
Give me a topic.
You blow a KO3, which is a singular stock turbo on a 2.7T powered Audi. You blow one KO3, right? You can go to ECS Tuning or not Borg Warner. Anyway, you can buy replacement KO3s and put your KO3s in and go back to driving your car. Or you could put some KO4s in there.
But here, it's better than that. How much is a stock? Here's the problem. Here's where I sell, not to be that person, but this is where the salesman Jack comes out. Here's what I tell my customers. Corey, prime example. You've never met Corey, but he's got a B7. B8 20T that's probably got a bad turbo. How much do you think a stock turbo costs?
On a B8? OEM
B8.
or aftermarket replacement?
Oh, we're going to go there.
Okay. I'm going to say the OEM is $1,300. And
you're pretty close.
I'm
willing to bet.
Does the 2OT and the B8s have the integrated exhaust manifold?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So, to go aftermarket, you have to get another manifold.
Correct.
Or another OEM replacement type 1 with a manifold.
Correct.
And I'm going to say you would go, if you were doing a stock turbo replacement on a B8, you'd go at least a GT28 size.
Okay, I'll take it.
Because a KO4, okay, on a 2OT, you're not getting that much more, are you? Or is it significant?
It's enough.
It's enough.
It's enough that you have to have direct port meth on every cylinder.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, she gets thirsty, rowdy. Well, here's the problem and that's another rabbit hole because yes, he can go. So here's where him and I've been. He's like, oh, I can put a stock turbo on. I'm like, honestly, you could put a stock turbo on, or you could go over to Franken Turbo, and you can buy a Franken Turbo kit. I run Franken Turbos. I have an OG set of Franken Turbos that are still running on my 2.7 outside.
I have
shout out to you guys for making fantastic fucking turbos.
Right?
Sure.
Right.
But he can pick up a Franken Turbo kit. I'm looking it up right now just because I want to make sure I'm right.
Dude, I went with the Franken Turbo setup on my S4, and I am fairly certain that the current F21s are $200 or $300 cheaper than equivalent KO3s and 5 to 6 than the KO4s.
Off topic, on topic, just because the first thing I pulled up. How much do you think factory 270 KO3Rs replacement? You got to walk in the dealer and buy a Borg Warner set.
Dealer replacement.
Dealer replacement. Let's do it because that's how people spend their money. I mean, the reality is
$2,600.
I was gonna say $2,000 a piece because OEM KO3s.
No, I was gonna. For a 2.7, you don't just buy one.
No, you gotta buy two.
So a pair of them, I'm gonna say is $2,600.
Ooh. Yo, what time is it in California? Can we call California Audi dealer?
No, it's too. Why? Look, for the people that haven't followed up, we publish on Friday, but we record on Wednesday night. And Jack was busy doing race car shit tonight, and it is almost 11 p.m. on the East Coast time, which makes it 8 p.m. on California time.
You know, if it wasn't that late, I would call California right now.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Just like we called the Honda dealership to find out that a ECU was $1,700 or whatever. So anyway, that's off topic.
Okay, so a set of Franken turbos, aftermarket. This is the mid-grade. We're going to call this a good range. This isn't you rabbit hole on a 2.7 here.
Franken turbos are not eBay turbos.
No.
Let's be clear.
No.
Yes. You can get eBay if you want to be cheap and be pulling them things next week.
$400.
Yeah, but that's not what we want.
Yeah, what's his name put 8 of them on a Mustang?
Stop.
Including oversized inlets, $1,900.
Right. So you're what, $600 or $700 cheaper than the replacement KO3s?
Yeah.
And
and you're bigger.
The Franken turbos, you can get a tune for stock injectors and a stock pump and stock fuel lines. And
yeah, I have no idea what happened there.
You're good. You're good. I got you, bud.
Cool.
So anyway, I ran on my S4. I ran upgraded turbos and mostly stock. I upgraded turbos and downpipes and stock everything else. So, you know, the snowball effect can be avoided if you plan things out correctly.
Okay, so here's where this is where I'm going to come back now. So I got the TSI. We'll rewind back to Corey's car. Here's the problem. You bring up big turbo GT28. That's cool. Can the motor support it? Yeah, for a while. But he can bolt on a hybrid from Franken Turbo, $1,500, right? And that's within the factory fuel support.
Right.
Or for not much money, you're going to spend probably $2,600 to $3,000, I'm going to say, to put a GT Series turbo on there.
Yeah.
You know, with manifold, not counting the downpipe that you're going to need, not counting the additional fueling that you're going to need, because your factory fuel system on there is not going to be enough. It's direct injected. Right. So you're going to have 4 ports of methanol injection on there, which means you're going to have to run a bigger methanol pump. So
tune down.
Right.
Have a GT28 and tune down.
Yeah, and then you have every scumbag friends like, oh, it only pulls 18 pounds of boost? Yo, it should be like 26.
Right.
Yeah. So no. Like, I can't build a car for somebody without them understanding that the shit could go wrong if they fuck up.
Yeah, and the other thing, when you're, say you do all of the supporting mods that you need to do for that big turbo on your V8. Okay, what about your brakes?
Fine. Another thing, you got to stop it.
Right.
You know,
you can spend a lot of money on brakes, bud. But you can also Project Snow. This podcast isn't all negative, folks. Like, let's be clear. We're going to talk about the negative stuff up front, but there's also ways that you can do projects responsibly and in small steps.
Agreed.
You know,
agreed.
And
there's also ways to save money in these projects too.
Yeah.
Because the aftermarket world is ridiculous, yes, and the price points are crazy, but when you consider how many cars have been modified over the years, how many people have been doing this for years and years and years and get bored, their cars go faster, they have parts sitting on the shelf.
Yeah.
He's got wheels in his background. You know,
I have so many used parts, man.
You can.
For example, the laser build, right? I'm fairly certain that the only new part on there is the injectors and the tune. And the tires and the brakes.
So, I respect that. I'm going to say that the, mine's not that way. My turbochargers I bought new.
No, let's be clear. Oil and like maintenance products and all that, I spend good money on that stuff. But I've had my car long enough that I wasn't always in the financial position I am in now. So when I needed to try to get a part that needed to be replaced, I had to see what my options were.
No, I agree. That's what I'm getting at. Like, when I bought my turbos, I couldn't afford to put them on. Like, I knew the rabbit hole that I was getting ready to go down. I was just saying, here, let me rewind. I'm not saying that 10 years ago, when I owned that car and was putting videos on YouTube about it then, I had the money to own the car. I bought that fucking car for $800 and drove it home with a roll of duct tape.
Right. Yo, car guys do the best shit. But so the Snowball, we're gonna move into some advice here for a second. Project plan. Write it all down.
What you want down.
Yeah. I will say, I'm able now that I've had more experience with different cars and different events and different platforms and just a breadth of experience in the car world, that I can almost pinpoint what I want out of a car before I start wrenching, right? And so it's very easy to build a car 6 different ways and still only end up at one result, So,
like the good old saying, there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah. So when we were talking about the way, if you can figure out what you want out of your car, then you can build your project around it.
And you can also then set a realistic budget.
100%. You see so many builds out there that they start up and they buy whatever the name brand part is of the moment, right? And people are buying a car and then they're shotgunning parts at it, and
crossing their fingers that they all work together.
And then it's getting sold as soon as it's built, or it's taken forever to get done because labor's expensive, and so if you can say, okay, this is the platform I'm working with, this is what I want, figure out if what you have will get you to where you want to go. Because if you want to build a 10-second drag car, it's probably not a good idea to start with a 3500 dually.
Hold on, time out though. On the note of diesel drag trucks.
Yo, that shit's insane. Okay. That shit's insane. The another side note of diesel drag trucks. Have you seen the like uphill loaded tractor trailer drag racing?
No, that's a thing. Hold on.
Yeah, just look up, and I think it's a Canadian thing. Don't take me for granted on that, but
uphill tractor trailer racing.
Yeah, dude, they're pulling like 100,000-pound trailer.
What?
Do you find it?
Whoa! Dude, they're like...
Yeah, the trucks are literally twisting their frames coming off the line. So that's that Fast and Furious line. They're like, I twisted my frame coming off the line, right?
Dude, that's so good.
Right? So, like, I had Googled twisting the frame coming off the line, like the quote from Fast and Furious sometime as a, college student or whatever. And that shit came up. And I was like, oh my God, what is this? So I want to go to a truck show, like a truck show sometime to see what that shit's about. Not like a pickup truck show, but here's my Peterbilt, or here's my Kenworth, or here's my Mack. Mm-hmm. We could get sidetracked on that shit forever, but anyway.
That's another rabbit hole that comes about with car guys. It's like the rabbit hole of topics that you can go down. Motorsporting is so damn broad.
Right, and it all relates. The amount of... So, a prime example, Dodge vans. In Japan, a Dodge van racing series started because guys were towing their drift cars to the track, and then their drift cars were broken. So during the intermission... This might be a little not exact detail, whether it was drift cars or some other kind of track car, the race cars were broken. And so guys started modifying their Dodge vans. And so now there's like a whole cult of Dodgy van, which are lowered and modified Dodge vans.
Facts. You guys can actually look them up on eBay. Shit. You can probably buy one on eBay.
Right.
Actually,
right.
Now, hold on.
On YouTube?
I'm curious.
Craigslist?
Yep. No, I'm getting on eBay. eBay Motors. Dodgy vans. How do we spell that?
DODGIBAN.
Dodgy vans.
No V. B.
Oh.
I know. Look, it's not exactly the most culturally clean name, but the folks from there that do that thing call them Dodgy vans.
I'm gonna say, just know that it comes up with box trucks. New Ford Transit reefer vans.
Oh, you're
literally
ridiculous.
It says reefer van. Refrigerated Sprinter, Nissan, GMC, Dodge freezers.
Stop. You are Googling the wrong shit. I will send you a link. Okay, we need to get off this topic because you're going down the wrong way. Okay, they literally race Dodge vans, and not box trucks.
All right, back to hold on. You just keep on your rant. I'm gonna figure out how much this turbo kit is if somebody were to go over to ECS Tuning and buy it. Like, I'm curious now.
Which turbo
kit
kit are we talking about?
Yo, because this is where the main difference is, where a lot of people don't understand. Oh, you can go this mainstream media route and get this quality product from this X, Y, and Z, or you can go over here and just products.
Are you talking about saving money? Are you talking about
where are you going, bud? Bro, projects are weird. Like, there's so many different ways to spend it. Like, how do you want to build? What do you want to build? What do you want the car to do? What do you want to drive it for? You want a daily drifter? You want a sorry, I'm not trying to cuss on this, but do you want a daily drifter? Do you want a daily rally car? Do you want a daily autocross car? Do you want a car that drives on rails? Do you want it to ride like poop? You want it to be fast? What are you trying to do? You want it fast in a straight line, fast in twisties?
These are all different things.
Yeah, they're all set up similar but different.
Yeah.
They're same but different. You know that movie?
Nope.
Have you ever seen The Interview?
Nope.
Bro, go watch The Interview. It's funny as hell.
You gotta look up Dodgy bands.
Hold on.
All right. Project Rabbit Holes, though.
Dodgy vans. Allow. Dodgy vans. Yeah, it's GYVAN. I got it. For sale now.
I'm texting you. Okay, I'm gonna text you how to spell. I'm gonna text you a link because your Google skills are insufficient.
Yo, it says that I can. It's okay. So supposedly I can buy a Dodgy van from Pogue Chevrolet down the street.
Bear with us, dear listeners.
I know what they are. This is so cool. I would do this.
Dajiban. Dajiban.
Yeah, DAGA. I'm copying off this Japanese Dodge vans at the Dodgy Band meet at Ibitsu Circuit.
Yeah, by Nuriyaru. Yeah, that video, y'all gotta watch that video. And then you can know about Dodgy bands, and you can understand why snowballing projects that are incomplete lead to other snowballing projects.
You know what? How about a history of? Let me see if I can find a history of here real quick. Is there a history? There is. Okay, so Google's history. This is what they say. The word Dodgy van is literally just the Japanese pronunciation of the word Dodge van, but it is used to identify a group of self-proclaimed weirdos from all over Japan who modified their 1990s and early 2000 era Dodge vans into tough-sounding, low-riding circuit machines.
Yep.
Period.
Yep. Look, tow rig shootouts lead to Dodgy bands.
Facts.
You know, and diesel drag racing trucks, and you know,
towing other drag racing trucks.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yo, I'll be stoked the year somebody brings an all-road towing a B5 and then rolls out on us all.
Look. No.
Just saying. Just saying. That's the thing.
Right,
People, an all-road can tow.
Some can tow a little bit.
Yeah, but it would roll out on all of everybody's tow rig unless you had a Cummins.
Oh, I see. Like if you had a modified all-road and flat towed or towed a little trailer in with the B5, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. It could enter the tow rig shootout because by definition,
anything that pulls an entrant through the gate. You don't get to enter the tow rig shootout if you don't enter Race Wars, by the way. Like, if you don't buy a race ticket, you can't just drive your truck in. But when you buy a race ticket, you don't have to pay to get in the tow rig shootout.
Facts. You are going to automatically be entered. With or without your knowledge, possibly. Right. However, you'll just be walked up and be like, here, draw a number. What's this for? You'll see in a second.
Right.
There is a bylaw to this. Like, if you tow your buddy's car in the gate, you can race. Because you did, like, or does that mean that the guy who drove
your buddy, if you tow your friend's car in and your friend wants to race your truck up the tow rig shootout, fine, because your friend bought a ticket.
Right. So there's going to be that's where the instant scumbag happens. We didn't know you didn't own the truck.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. This is going south. Jack is here for the scumbagging. Yo.
I'm just warning the world. This is my mentality on it.
Right. So, Jack, the Project Snowball, right? What do you think the total dollars I could spend on the CRX would be for the GSR swap, minus the parts I have, obviously, but the GSR swap and basic support for that drivetrain? Just throw a number out there, because I've done some project planning.
You've got a number for this thing finally.
Yo, that's a little harsh, bruh.
Just being honest. Okay, so let me just clarify what we're building.
All right, yeah, this is what I was getting at, because we were talking about all the CRX is going to be a fun street-driven spare car with modern amenities. Not like luxury amenities, but fuel injection.
Fuel injection.
Yeah.
That's a modern amenity to you?
Yeah. I mean,
there's people out there that would argue
it's an 86 CRX. How dare you?
Insert clip.
Right? Oh, dude. So you know the parts that I've acquired. You were there when I picked up some of them, right?
Yes.
And you're pretty aware of the parts that I need to get. So I've essentially have the drivetrain. I need to buy axles and mounts and internals for the engine, which wouldn't 100% be necessary.
How much power do you want to make?
200, less than 200. A fun street driver. I'm not building a race car. I'm taking a car that could have gone to the scrapyard and making it so I can drive it occasionally.
Okay.
You know? So
fun daily. Yeah.
Sure, we'll call it because the goal is that it could have been a daily. For somebody, it could be a daily. I don't want any street driven car that I couldn't potentially daily if I had to.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? So I have a number, and I want you to guess at what you think that number was.
You want me to just guess, or you want me to add up the parts that I know off the top of my head that we're going to need? I mean, we've kind of talked about this. I have yet to actually look into this. The first time I'm looking at is the Honda right now, because I know. I'm going to say...
You need the ECU with it, because I have a carb car. Oh, shit, used parts. Used parts are Jack has stood up and is pulling something out of the cabinet in the back of his office, for those listening on the internet. So I'm about to assume that Project Snowball, since it's a white CRX, is getting a little more price appropriate. Also, safety third as he stands up on his spinning, reclining office chair. Don't do that, kids. It's dangerous. Oh, now he's sliding across the room. You know, Jack has ADD for sure. He's decided to clean his closets, but anyway.
I have an ECU, bro.
That's fine.
I have an ECU. I know I do.
Here's what I'm...
Here's P72.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah, I think I would assume. Anyway, P72, P06, P28, P30, P72, P74, P75. P28s back in the day, like you could pick them up for like $60 to $100.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these parts they're acquirable. Here's the deal: if we're building a period correct, quote unquote, at a modern Haltech race car. So, knowing that there's going to be a premium on some of the parts to build, are we talking about like running just the factory suspension? Like what all part of the car? You're asking me for a number. I need more data. How much of this car am I completing?
Street car. Now look, you know what kind of body roll that bitch has, and you know that you don't want factory brakes. Yeah, okay, we're talking suspension, brakes, required fueling, swap. Because you cannot use the factory fuel system on my car for a B series.
No, it's carbureted. We could possibly, actually.
So you wanna hit that guess yet, or? I'm under 7.
I was gonna say 10.
Now that doesn't include the car, and that doesn't include the head and the. You would be 10 if you were buying the engine.
I'm thinking you said a full car.
Bro, so I have the engine.
You have part of an engine.
Technically, yes.
You still have to assemble that engine.
Yeah.
And here's the deal. At the end of the day, a fun 200 horsepower is a 200 horsepower that's made at a rev range of 7 to 10,000 RPMs. So, if we're going to have it in A, might as well allow it to rev.
This is the Snowball, bro. This is the Snowball.
No, it's not. This is not. Why not?
You don't have to build a GSR head to power a CRX, bro.
Why not have a titanium valve train in it?
I'm with you, why not? But if you're... That's the Snowball we're talking about.
No, this is not the Snowball. This is the prep for when it gets boring.
Titanium valve train is not essential. You cannot... You can... See, this is exactly the Snowball we're talking about, Jack. This right here. Where you're like, oh, fuck, I'm in here. I'm putting an engine in a different car. I might as well have a fully built race car.
No, okay. On a budget. Here, you could build... I feel like it's feasible. I feel like it's honestly possible to just get the swap done for $3,000 to $5,000. Just get the swap done in the car.
Yeah.
For real. That is a doable number. If you're not buying everything brand new, you're sourcing certain bits. Now, there are bits that I would prefer only to take new. Honda is one of them. I would want that one from them because it's an electronic component, and we have no way of knowing that it's right.
Yep.
You know, you could now. There's also here's the other thing. You could jump over, and this is where shit gets weird. Like, you could buy a wiring specialist, GSR and Acura Integra. And I don't know how far down did you consider a wiring harness, or do you have one?
I plugged a number in. Because
what was that?
I plugged in $1,100.
Oh, okay. Let's test your math. Let's test your chart.
Because I honestly don't know, and I couldn't find anything for a specific swap. But...
Fair enough. Oh, they don't. Well, RY Wire. That's who does it. Sorry. RY Wire B Series harness. My fault. I'm out of the game a little bit on my Honda digging. Alright. RY Wire. B Series tucked engine harness kit. OBD1 DB. Yeah. We'll take that one right there. B Series harnesses. What did you have?
I have a B Series harness, bro. I do not have the wiring for the chassis. I don't have a dash.
We don't need a chassis.
I'm gonna need some kind of instrument display. Right?
Yeah, but here's your problem. You are going from a cable drive system to an electronic speedo. So you're gonna have
That's why I'm saying we're gonna need a display.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to give you it's a freaking put an iPad in this. We're gonna double side tape a note to your thing and run Waze. There's your speed limit.
Okay.
Actually, bullshit. Right. No, real talk. No. Stop.
I'm not.
Hold on.
I'm not going, bro.
No. Honda. Okay, so Honda allows for analog output controls for a dashboard for an AIM MXL or a RacePack IQ3.
So I have to buy that. I still have to buy that.
That's the answer to your question.
I did ask
for a while,
question.
You're gonna run, bro. For a while, you're gonna have the phone with Waze running, save some more money, and you can have this as an upgrade down the road.
You're the worst project planner ever. You're like,
I'm
how do I zip tie this shit together and hope it works out?
It's gonna work. But you can buy the $1,000 dashboard later that wipes your ass for you.
I can't blink my eyes any harder at you through the screen. Okay, look, podcast is about Project Snowball. This is not a conversation Snowball about my project. It is. We're just pointing out that it is way too easy for a $300 purchase with good intentions to turn into a $10,000 swap.
So here, no bullshit though. You can get if we wanted to put a nice clean, because here we still got to make this thing look good, right? If you wanted a OBD1 mil-spec D or B series tucked engine harness, it's $749. Buy it now from RY Wire.
Side note, I hate the term mil-spec in advertising.
Okay, that's fine.
Just throwing that out.
Did I say mil?
It says mil-spec in the ad, and you read it.
But yeah, I did. I read it verbatim.
Anybody that served time in the military hates that term. I have not served time in the military, but I have seen some mil-spec stuff that I do not want. So.
Really?
Yes.
On the opposite side, though, I've seen the other side of mil-spec. And fun fact for you: did you know? So, coming from the machining, let's build superchargers, working at Stigmeyer's, one of his part-time employees worked in a valve making factory. Right?
Okay.
Like he was the project. He was like the U of them.
Okay.
And he traveled like to China and places, met these factories, understand the QC on the floor, and told me, he's like, the only difference between this shit is it's the QC on the floor. Like, how many people are checking? He was like, we did this mill on topic. He was like, we did this mill spec one time because we were machining something. He was like, oh, the tolerance from here to here it's so.
Right.
He's like, we did this one time. They had to the tolerance was like 8 zeros past the decimal.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. It was so bad they had to build in a climate-controlled environment. A half a degree would throw this thing out. Now the question is, what are you building that for? And all they told him was space. I can assure
you, it's not hearing protection. It is not glasses. It is not boots. It like the stuff that I don't want to jump down a political hole, but the items that are produced for our troops to wear and use are not built to the grade that some valve in some control system in some secret unit is built to. So I've had some construction projects where it was on military facilities and the specs and stuff were tight. And most of my experience with mil-spec is in the surrounding items for the specialized thing I was installing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, like, if I'm there with my crew installing the specialized thing and the stuff that's supposed to be supporting it is clearly not to the same standard, like, it's irritating. So that's a long sidebar for a tangent, but
no, you're good. I do got to add though. Do you have to point it out?
What's that?
Like if you see something that's not up to par that won't support what you're doing, whatever your project works.
In paper, yes.
Gotcha. I was just random question.
I do not have the authority to be like, hey, that's fucked up, because chain of command. Again, right. I'm not military. Not military. I don't do a whole lot of military stuff, and a lot of that's in my past. So currently, no. But anyway, Project Snowball is officially the CRX. Because it's white and it's getting out of hand. So.
Okay, bro. So here's some shit. So we can once again go over to RY Wire and buy a universal chassis harness with PDM system. Here, this deletes a lot of things, though.
Yeah.
Like, if we went down the rabbit hole of just doing a standalone PDM, like standalone wiring the car.
For the world out there, explain what a PDM is.
A PDM is basically a computer. It's a power distribution module, but it's everything that the car needs, right? At the same time, we could also go down the standalone route. If we're just talking about, because here, when you talk about components that we need,
I am not trying to put power windows in the CRX. I'm not trying to put power steering in the CRX. I'm not trying to put integrated climate control in the CRX. I'm trying to have blinkers and windshield wipers and brake lights.
Yeah, that's not what this is. Fair enough. Okay, so away from that. But no, still, same topic. The PDM brought up an interesting thought. So, a Honda is $500, not counting the ECU. What did you budget for ECU? Give me your number. I want to see how you broke this down and how I could really spend it.
Okay. The Honda and Honda had a P300 V3 with the P28 ECU already assembled is $825 shipped to my door.
Okay.
The P300 Honda P300 alone, unassembled, I have to get my own ECU from somewhere, is $450, $500.
For the ECU now?
No, for the Honda.
Oh, okay.
But you have to cut open the ECU and put components in if you buy the kit. Or you
Correct.
can buy, so yeah, you can get an ECU for $60, but then you got to chop it up and solder it back together, or you can spend $800 and have it pre-assembled shipped to your door. I'm not trying to solder shit together. $800. The axles and mounts from Hasport, which are top quality parts, and they're $950 shipped to my door for axles and mounts. You can go to eBay and get Hasport knockoffs.
They do make them.
They do make them. I'm not saying I want to use them, but they do make them.
I've used a lot of Chinese mounts in my day. I would be inclined to try it.
I'd be... a lot of these projects' costs are irrelevant for people that can weld themselves. If you can put the engine on a hoist and position it in the right position, you can then make your mounts to fit.
Facts.
So Project Snowball can be real for anybody, but it's extra real for the folks that aren't necessarily mechanics. You might be a DIY guy, but bolt some stuff on.
That's a side note that goes into it, is how dedicated are you to the project? Like, this is where the Snowball thing is. So, like, how are you going to do the project yourself? Are you going to have shops do it? How much money do you actually have set aside to do these sort of things? Like, because here, as a shop, Steve, let's just clear the elephant in the room. Steve is not doing this work himself, most likely. I'm not just being honest here, calling it out.
I don't have a garage. I don't have garage space. If I had garage space, I would. It's a whole different avenue, because then you can set your car in there and you can teach yourself a skill set based around that project.
Yes, and that's one of the ways I was going with this. There's nothing wrong with learning, but there's a lot of technical shit. Here, I am building a race car. I build cars for people. People bring me their shit boxes, half-completed projects, timing jobs that went wrong. Sorry, Jordan, R.I.P. But that's what I do. So, like, when I build projects for people, I hate to say I snowball things, but I see where people are wanting to go, so it's like I try to sell the. I hate to say it this way, but I'm selling them on what they want when it's needed. And there are ways to build cars, and then there are ways to waste money trying to build cars.
100%. That rewind that and say that again. That's the truest shit.
I don't know if I can say it again.
All right, I'm gonna rewind it and say what you said. There are ways to build cars. There are significantly more ways to throw money at cars trying to build them.
That's not what I said.
That's not what you said, but close enough.
We got it. We'll clip it and put it back together. Yeah. That was a one-clip wonder.
Right. I mean, you're right, dude. Back to what I was saying about the laser earlier. Like, I scoured the forums and the parts dealers, and the internet was my bitch when I was trying to build the laser, because I was searching every nook and cranny for what the best deal I could get on some part that I needed. And I will say that I did a very good job of only buying the parts that I needed.
It's about the order you need them in.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to buy suspension if you're focusing on engine, just getting the engine in the car.
Yeah.
For that matter, your first thing is assess what you have. Like, what do I actually have for the project? And then write all of that out. That all needs
if you're
draw it out on a big old billboard if you have to.
Yeah, if you're going, let's take an example. You're talking about suspension. If you're going to build a weekend track toy, or you want to have fun in your daily, one of the best things you can do is put a high quality suspension on your car.
But what define high quality? That's where you then have to step back, get on the computer, get on the internet, get in the library, whatever. Shut down Instagram, shut down all the bullshit talk, and educate yourself on what parts are worth, what the quality difference are, what the difference in the parts are, and what they're doing.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, because you can buy a set of I'm not bashing any company, but you can buy cheap ass eBay coilovers that, yeah, they might work, but let's be real here. They're not going to have no preload adjustability. They're only going to go up and down. And the height is really unloading the entire car because you're slamming it on the ground and you have 8 inches of spring gap between the top of your tower until you bottom out. Like, I'm sorry, Honda kids, because that's exactly who I'm identifying here. But
shit, man.
You can buy mid-grade, like you can buy some honest, really good. Racelands make a quality product that they back for life. All they ask you to do is put some freaking anti-seize on everything, and they'll back them for life.
Yeah.
At the same time, you can pick up that phone and you can call them and be like, "Hey, here's what I'm doing," and they're going to be able to get you're going to be able to get some higher quality, like more load coils for it. You know, swap them in.
Yeah.
Then, but you don't get, like, your adjustabilities are different. And here, every coilover set is, I'm sorry, I'm ranting. But then you can spend really good money, and you can buy, like, BCs and spend whatever you want.
Stop. You can spend a little more money and buy BCs. If you want to spend,
even better, though.
There, for a B5 S4, there is an $8,000 suspension setup that you can go buy today.
And I thought I was baller with my V2s. Like, back in the day, it was $2,800.
You can buy Penske Olin's remote reservoir suspension setup for a B5 with, like, all of the levels of adjustability. It blows my mind. So, Project Snowball, you can go $8,000, or you can spend $400 on Racelands. Or you can spend less. Listen, I had Racelands on the B5, on the Laser.
Oh, nice. Jordan does too.
Street car. Yo, a lot of people that hate on the Racelands, like you said, with, I don't want to bash the Honda kids again because I am one, but the folks that are using products outside of their designated operational envelope, right? Mm-hmm. If your car is designed to have a 23-inch ground defender ride height, okay, 23-inch ground defender ride height's fine. If it's supposed to be a 26-inch ground defender ride height and you're riding at 23 inches, shit's probably not right. Can you do it? Sure. Absolutely. People ride around scraping frame all the time. But
sometimes poking tire through the fender.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I do love mini trucks.
That's a whole nother project world,
dude. It is. It's
on a side note though, Volkswagen truck, like a 2.7 swapped one, will be mid-engine. I thought that'd be cool with that 1.8T front-wheel drive car I have.
Oh, you're talking like a cabbie?
Yeah, like I want to take one of those and take that front-wheel drive B5 and put it in the back of it with a 2.7. It would technically be mid-engine.
Yeah, since back up a second, we realized that the 2.7 front-wheel drive trans would not fit in the back of the CRX.
Yeah, without a lot of frame and cutting. We did some measurements.
Heavy measurements. Heavy measurements. We even considered how we could reposition the seats to... Yeah. But no. See,
I think it would go. I think it would go still without a problem. You would just... The firewall would get a little warm on your back. Yeah. And short people... We would have to have like a designated short person to drive it. How tall are you, Steve?
5'11".
I'm 6'1", so you're shorter than me. You already win.
All right. Well, I'm not trying to go drive a chopped up CRX with, not appropriate fittings room. But anyway, we're gonna get close to wrapping up here, guys. We just want to talk about life advice, and most of the folks listening to us are probably project car type people, and continue with that stuff. Do it. Teach yourself a skill set. Build something that's yours. Take it to car shows. Take it to events like Race Wars. Race it. Enjoy it. Break it. Fix it. Repeat. All of that stuff. We are not here trying to discourage you from taking on a car project, because the people you'll meet, the experiences you have, and all that you'll forget the dollars really fast. And so, but plan ahead. Plan ahead. Know what you're doing. Know what you're getting into. Even if you don't know what you're doing, do enough research that you have an understanding of what you're getting into. So.
Facts. Every project I've done, it does not matter what it is, I've always found something that I didn't know, some tool that I wanted to get because of said, oh, I want to try to make a whole freaking, every race car's got one of those back glasses with ducting in it. I'm like, my race car's got to have that. I want to do that. So I got to learn how to bend sheet metal. Got to learn how to freaking, I forget what they call it when they roll into the metal to give it more rigidity.
He hasn't learned that part yet.
What is that?
I said you hadn't learned that part yet. That's why you don't know what it is.
No, I don't know what it is, but I know what the tool is. I can buy it,
Yeah.
And for me, guys, I'm not, like Steve said, we're not here to talk to people out of projects. I'm instigating them, frankly. I think it's a fantastic thing. I think everybody needs a project. I don't care what type of project it is. Anything.
Doesn't even have to be cars.
It doesn't have to be cars, but if it is cars, better, awesome. Grab your kids, and the best thing about a car, Steve, is a car is for every single industry. Think of the industry. It don't matter if you're a gearhead, or if you're mechanical, you're a welder, and you're into building a rat rod because you can put all this shit. You can be a tech guy and be into it because you realize that, oh, my car is a rolling computer because CAN bus.
Yeah, dude, right? Yo, we were talking about that with Brad. Like, Brad's a car guy, but he's also a technically minded IT related guy, and realized what he could do in the car scene with that skill set.
Yeah.
Cars are cool.
All I'm saying, cars are very cool. All I'm saying is get a project if you don't have one. If you do, and you're having problems trying to whether it's stay motivated, where do you spend your money next? What do you do? What part of the project do you do next? Guys, proper planning and execution on what you do, and consistency.
And communication.
Even if you own...
Not to throw that in there, but communication. The internet clicking on buttons will not tell you all you need to know. You can learn a lot, but talk to your friends that have done it. If your friends haven't done the thing you're trying to do, talk to somebody that has also tried to do it. If nobody's tried to do it, build yourself a little team of people that have information and skill sets that can contribute to your project. But make sure you can look, if you have a team working on your project, make the thank yous. You will make the thank yous. Side note, sorry.
No, he's right. I mean, you're right, Steve. I've heard that exact term is called a mastermind team. I read about it in a book, Napoleon Hill.
Right on.
Good book. If you don't know, have you ever read Napoleon Hill?
I have not. I'll check it out.
You should read Napoleon Hill. It's good stuff.
Okay.
All right, guys. I think that's all the time we have for this week's podcast. I hope we didn't discourage you too much on your projects here. And honestly, please let us know what your guys' projects are in the comments section down below. We will, if you go in the comment section down below, and tell me what you want to build. We'll see, I will go in there and put an estimate on how much I think it would cost.
All right. Missouri life.
I honestly, as much as I love you, Steve, I think a completed car on your end is at least And by completed, I'm saying running, driving, with suspension, proper suspension, not the biggest brakes in the freaking world. Two seats with harness, a roll cage, and some sort of fueling system. I don't know how it would go down because there are places to spend less money on projects. That's another thing. How do you spend your money appropriately?
We talked about that already, Jack. We did.
Yeah, but there's a QC. Like, you can buy. Okay, good. I'm leaving it at that.
As for next week, guys.
$10,000 to $12,000. Done.
Okay.
All done.
All right.
I think that's a real number.
I'll touch back with you in 2026 on where Project Snowball is and how close we stuck to the 10 to 12 grand.
Oh, when it's finally completed, because it'll be seating at the height for the driver that's actually going to be driving it.
Listen, Project Snowball
we never told
is going to be
this whole
shelved until the laser is done. And then after the laser, I've got to redo the hibiscus in terms of its interior. Project Snowball is being mothballed until sometime from now.
Between the two of us, we're going to need a ticket counter to keep the order right.
Okay. I see that. I understand. Oh, got the hibiscus done. It's time to work on the CRX now. Send it to the line cook.
New project comes in. Hold on, wait a minute. We got to get it a ticket.
Yeah.
54.
Yeah. It's so real, man. All right, guys. Well, be sure to check in with us next week. We will be filming a early week podcast, and we'll drop it probably Monday or Tuesday. A little follow-up Sunday sesh after Race Wars, and then we'll be back with you on our normal Friday next week to boot. So that's about it.
Thanks for watching, guys. Yep, thanks for watching. You know the deal. Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Be sure to follow us on S4 Race Wars and Rowdy Audi, S4RW.net and RowdyAudi.com.
Buy a shirt while you're over there. Help support the channel. Channels, the pod. We got some stuff coming from RTV here soon. We're working on a couple things.
Yeah, we got some little designs we're kicking around. So, all right, guys, onward to another week. Thanks for listening in.
Later, Steve.
Later, Jack.
Bye.